Now, what do you do if you have a partner? Like, how do you go back and tackle, you're having disagreements and you're having challenges and you're butting heads and you're both pissed off at each other, or maybe you're just like in a mediocre partnership and you're just kind of, neither of you is really stoked and it's not really going anywhere. What I would do is, from this call, I would set up a meeting. If obviously, if you're both physically where you can meet, physically meet. If you're both virtual, virtually meet on a Zoom, whatever that is. I would schedule a meeting and then put an agenda together. For some of the visionaries, I'm sorry, but put an agenda together. For the integrators, you're like, yo, I already got an agenda before you even said that. So put that agenda together and map it out. So again, what did we talk about at the beginning of the Zoom? We have lead generation, we have acquisition, we have disposition, we have admin. Those are all the things that happen in your business. Those are all the umbrellas per se. So, get a whiteboard, or if you're meeting on Zoom, open up like a notepad that you could share your screen and, type this out together. But write those things out, like get on the same page. All right. Hey, Tia, hey, Aaron, hey, Jeremy, whoever that, your partner is, I'm so excited. Like, if you're not happy, you can't go into this like in a hostile situation. Like, I'm so excited about our partnership and, where we're going to be going. I wanted to, do this call or, do this meeting so we can like map out like where we want to go. Like, I really want to take this serious and I really want to, help us elevate to that next level. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes. So, I just want to take some time and like, let's talk through some of this stuff. Like what matters to us? What's important to us? Like, where do you really want to go? Like, where do you want to be in this business? How much do you want to make a month? Like, where do you actually want to make a month and for you to be happy? So have that conversation about the finances. Like, where do we want to be financially? How do we want to manage our money? So like, start that conversation of where we want to be financially. Start the conversation of, okay, so that's where we want to go. Now, how do we get there? Well, how we get there is we got to figure out who's doing what. Because I want to make sure. So if you feel like a partner's not doing their fair end of the bargain, this can help you like, de-escalate from having a hostile conversation. So like, all right, so let's break this down. Like, I just got off a Zoom with Cody and I was super excited, like the way that Pace and him like put this together. So I just thought it would be a great idea for us to do this together. Like, this is going to be great. So you got to go into it with like a good attitude, even if you're like kind of pissed at them. And so you get into it and then you start writing those things out. So, all right, we have lead generation, we have acquisition, disposition, admin. Perfect. You write all those things out. Now it's like, okay, well, let's talk about it. What am I going to do? And what do you want to do? Well, I'm better at this, or Jeremy says, I can't wait to see all the looking for a partner posts after this. That's funny. So this is what you have to go through with them though, is, okay, so lead generation, who's going to do that? If both of you are like, not me, I don't want to do that. Do you have two visionaries that are just hanging out together because you just like hanging out with each other? That might be the problem. So you have to look at that. But you figure out who wants to do lead generation, acquisition. If both of you are fighting, like, I want to do acquisition, you probably have two visionaries hanging out together. If authentically you both are saying you want to do acquisition, not one of you feels like you have to do it because that's what the world of YouTube says, you got to be this awesome closer. That's also something to keep in mind. But on the reverse side, if both of you get on there and you both are like, I want to do lead generation, and then you get to sales or the acquisition, you're like, neither of you want to do sales, you got a problem. Like, but you got two integrators, you're going to get a bunch of leads, but neither of you are going to close anything. So that's something that you have to, to keep in mind. So get through all those steps. Again, I know I'm repeating it a lot, but repetition is the mother of all skill. So we got to know what areas we're working through here. lead generation, acquisition, disposition, admin. All of those things have to be done for a successful business to run, wholesaling wise anyway. So get that laid out. So you're in this partnership meeting, you know what each other wants to make, you know your goals, you're excited, you both know what you're supposed to do, you write it out, and you identify on either the whiteboard or on the Word doc or wherever you're putting this, now you set some goals. Once you know, okay, Tia, you're doing these two things. These are the things I'm doing. Those are all yours. You own those. I'm going to own these things in my business. That's when you can actually have real, honest conversations, because up until the point you create definite clarity in your business, you're never going to be able to hold each other accountable. How do you hold somebody accountable for something they don't know to do? How do you hold yourself accountable for something you don't know to do? You need to know, that's the first step, is like becoming consciously competent about, like, I know that I need to do this. And that's the partner. You're not giving yourself or your partner a chance if neither of you have created that clarity. So establish that clarity. And once you've established that clarity within the partnership, now set your next meeting. So my background from years ago before real estate was network marketing. We had a saying, it was called FAM BAM: from a meeting, book a meeting, from a meeting, book a meeting, from a meeting, book a meeting. So I do this with all, the different team members. So once we're ending that meeting, we're booking the next meeting when we're going to follow up and what our action items are. All right. So this is, these are the things I'm going to do. These are the things that you're going to do. Set some realistic but worthy targets that each of you can accomplish within the next week before you guys get together again. And then you have the meeting. And you know what the best part about being at that next meeting is that you don't need to say, hey, why aren't you doing what you're doing? Because the results will say that. So you don't have to have the uncomfortable conversation of, why aren't you doing anything? It's just, you get to the meeting. Hey, so we both had an agreement. I had an agreement that I'm going to do these three things. That's my agreement. And I'm going to do the best that I can to get those accomplished, and they will be done. And then in your agreement is you're going to do these three things. And when we get together, can we both agree? Like, you have this, like, you got to control this conversation, is, can we both agree that we're going to accomplish what we commit to? So, like, we're going to, commit to, what's it called? We're both going to commit to making sure that this happens. That's our agreement to each other. Yes. Perfect. So then you leave and then you meet again. And then that's where you have the follow-up conversation. And this is how you can weed out your partner very quickly. You'll weed out the bullshit over a few week period of time. You really only need to have 2 or 3 meetings of this before you recognize that, hey, I got the wrong guy or I got the wrong gal. I'm not working with somebody that's, working at my same work ethic. That's just what you got to do.